Run our standard sound checks and all that, and be back in about 2 minutes for more Hand of Fate 2. If you're watching VOD, just go ahead and skip forward about 2 minutes. You ain't missing nothing. Check, check, 1, 2. Great. Give us just a couple minutes then, and we will get underway. Alright, gonna take a quick drink here and then we're good to get started. Welcome, one and all, back to the Overanalyst channel for another evening stream of Hand of Fate 2. I hope everybody watching this live on twitch.tv or via the video on demand at YouTube is having a good day. I am. Been kind of a lazy day, didn't get a whole lot done, which is perfectly fine, seeing as how this is being broadcast during the coronavirus crisis and nobody's getting a lot done. Glad to be back with you guys. We're going to keep on pressing through Hand of Fate 2's main campaign tonight. We are now quite a bit over halfway through. Not quite to what I'd call the last quarter of the game, but I think beyond the little padlocked arcana there, we have 3 more, not including that locked one. And as we can see, we're already at the gates of the Imperial capital. Still got a few more challenges to do around the perimeter, of course, but we're getting closer and closer to Callus, the villain of this game and protagonist of the first one. So last night on stream, some interesting things happened. We got like a pretty decent-sized audience with a lot of wonderful folks chatting and helping me out, because God knows I'm terrible at all of the different games of chance present in this game. And we had like some fantastic folks providing advice or just hanging out and talking. I absolutely loved it. And we managed to clear 2 more major arcana. The Justice chapter, which was actually really tricky and based around defending an Imperial fort, building up its defenses, I should say, by harvesting resources, managing your own small contingent of men, and trying to keep the barbarian hordes from the north from overrunning your position. Not a hard chapter to beat. Pretty tough chapter in my, at least as a total neophyte, to get like the gold token for. And then the Hanged Man arcana, which was pretty cool in terms of its storyline and mechanics, but also disarmingly easy. We got it on our first try. We had to save like 10 villages. All of them involved pretty, with the exceptions of those that just required us to roll dice, like a series of successive games of chance, I believe. Well, no, I think there was one or two that just required chance cards, but I suck at those too. And we managed to clear all of them out effortlessly. And then, disappointingly, there wasn't even a cool new boss. We had to fight one of our allies from the Justice chapter, but he was just an Imperial captain with a gold cuirass. So that one was nice and easy, first attempt. Let's hope that tonight's performance leans a little bit more closely to the Hanged Man and a little bit further away from Justice. MC2M says, hello, hey man, how's it going? Saw your Hangman run, congrats. Thank you very much. One thing I really appreciated about that chapter, and I don't think it is like the way to go when designing all these challenges, but I would like to see it a little bit more, is it was a very Gambit intensive chapter, and there was a pretty strict time limit. You had to rescue each village before the Northerner hordes made it to their border and devastated them. But it wasn't a one and done, you either succeed at the gambit or you fail. You lose a bit of time if you fail, but you can go back and attempt those gambits over and over again. Which, if we didn't have the special ring that allows us to manipulate wheel gambits, we probably would have had to do for the drinking games. So I appreciate that, and I'm kind of shocked to see it not appear most anywhere else in these earlier chapters, right? You think that would be something they do early on and kind of phase out as you get more and better equipment. MC2M says, Hangman is super easy but feels limited in time. Yeah, no, it is. And I buffed my deck out, well, as I'm sure you saw, with cards that revealed the map, which made it more or less effortless. The only real aspect of the chapter I can say I disliked was that there was no distinct new unit to serve as the boss. But I have a feeling I know what the boss of this next one is before we even start the chapter. This is probably going to be the main storyline introduction to Necromancers. I'm just guessing. So, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to keep on trucking with Hand of Fate 2. That's enough talking from me for now. Time to carry on with death.
We live in a shattered world. Death and despair are all that remains after the assassin has moved upon the Emperor. Yet this world merely reflects the world above. The heavens are in turmoil, and the game of life and death is chaired by madmen.
Right. So it looks like the mechanics at first glance for this chapter are pretty simple. Just increase your max life as much as you can, and thieves deal a bit more damage than usual. That's fine. Let's see, who do we want here? MC2M says, for me, Hanged Man is the first time the Empire betrays you and your expectations straight up. Explicitly, yeah, but I think there was some of that as well in, was it the Chariot? Yeah, in the Chariot, but they don't attack you directly. You more or less turn on them. But, your point's well taken. What do we want here? Yeah, Chariot was a betrayal, but Estrella is against it. That's right. We don't have her around to intervene for us this time. I think we're going to go ahead and keep working with Ariadne for now. Go ahead and recommend the deck. They didn't change my companion. Good. Max life. Yeah, that's what we want right now. Ring of Preparation. I don't know what that is. We're going to hold off on that for now since we need to prioritize raising our life. A permanent map reveal blessing. That's pretty good. That and the Brigand's Blades, maybe? That looks fine. Now what do we want? Oh, the ruby ring? 10 max life while we have more blessings than curses. That's fine. Dark thirst we don't need. Felvin's favor. Okay. Word of the innocent. Still haven't seen that, or the jousting armor. I'll keep the imperial armor, as I quite like it. A good wagon will help. Yeah. This might be where we want to take the Lionheart. Fire resistance, we don't need that. And the Gambler's Jewel. Be sure to pick a single-handed weapon to mix with the Imperial armor. I think we've got one in the equipment deck. I'm starting with the Brigand Blades just because it seems fair. Oh, wow. That has to be a two-hander. Because it seems like they'll be a bit better at fighting off thieves early on. Okay, they start us off with the Shrine. That's what we want. We don't want the Gnomish Exchange. If we have... Hold on. If we have blessings, we can get the Winter Solstice. We want Temple Prayers. That's good. Don't necessarily need that. Gnome Hunt and the Old Maiden. All good. I'm thinking we want the Healer. And... Inn by the Sea looks kind of interesting, so we'll throw in a couple we haven't seen yet. Forgotten Dreams? Okay, Forgotten Dreams, and would Waterfall of Youth be helpful here? So this looks pretty good to me, hey? It would not help much, to be honest. Alright. So, this looks solid. I'm not terrified this time around. Let's see what we can do. Barring any objections from the audience, of course. Purgatory might be a bit of help? Okay. We'll take Purgatory in place of... What do we really not need? How about Purgatory in place of Street Fighter? Oh, Gnome Hunt? Alright. Where was our Street Fighter? There we go. Alright, here we go. Fingers crossed.
For many, the card of death represents change rather than mortality. For you, we will see.
Marked for death.
Approaching? The whisper upon the winds. Dark forces ride forth to stop you.
A filthy street urchin approaches you in a busy town market to ask, "You're the one who bound a mage and broke the raid leader of the North, aren't you? I've heard some bad men talking about you. Give us a bit of bread and I'll let you in on a secret." She smiles with her few remaining teeth and stretches out her hands. You hand over a scrap of bread which she quickly shoves into her mouth. Moments later, she gulps and smiles again. "Well, You prompt her. Oh, I heard that someone's offered a lot of gold to have you killed, she remarks while picking her teeth. Now the whole guild wants in on it. Every thief from here to the Empire's Edge will be after you. They even sent for some fancy assassin. The fancy assassin. The one they call the Reaper. Guess he's pretty good at his job, eh? Too bad, buddy. You seem nice, the girl remarks, patting your hand. Maybe you'll find a way to survive, but I doubt it. The girl leaves you to ponder your fate alone. Oh, so this isn't going to be, a necromancer. This is just going to be one of those generic scarecrow hat-looking, guild assassins. As long as we get enough max life, that won't be terrible. General store. Anything we absolutely need? Oh, I always want the gambler's jewel. Right off. No way to get it, though. That's fine. Dark alleys, right on. So some thieves with a chest. Oh, or the gambler's jewel. I should go for gambler's jewel, shouldn't I? Like, whatever's in that chest will probably be good, but it probably won't be max life. I'm thinking gambler's jewel. If we can get it this early. Yeah. Okay, what do we got? Oh, just more thieves. Nothing we can't handle. Gonna have to get used to working with twin blades again, though. It's been so long. Ooh. Ooh, he actually recovered from the blow and followed up immediately with a counterattack. Yeah, I have a feeling that this chapter, more or less all of our random encounters are going to be with thieves. The deck is probably just overloaded with them, and fittingly so. Oh, we unlocked the Brigand's Blades token, too. That's nice. So we get a improved variant, I think. I will gladly take it. What do we got? There we go. Good. Some valuables. Top us back up on life, I won't complain. A spider trap.
Can you claim this token?
Looking to avoid trouble with a local gang of thieves, you duck into an abandoned warehouse. Creeping among the broken crates and smashed furniture, you suddenly sense movement above you. An enormous spider hangs among the dusty rafters of the building, attending to the still form of a hapless adventurer wrapped in silken web. As you watch, the terrible creature finishes its gruesome meal and, fully fed, retreats into the deeper shadows. You climb up to a sturdy ceiling beam and work your way towards the silent and still cocoon. Okay. That's what we want. Yeah. This is gonna be even better than the twin blades. You cut down the remains of the hapless victim only to find nothing more than some old boots and a piece of equipment. The boots melt away before your eyes under the strength of the spider's caustic saliva, while the equipment smokes and hisses until you clear it off with water. So it deals less damage, which is a shame. Damage but still usable, and we get the token, that's what matters. Okay.
Healing
The healer.
like this always carries a price.
Tell me, Wanderer, what is it you seek? So she can't increase our life. Is this worth it? Should we buy some information, or is this just going to be like map info? Like, it's only 5 coins, and if it gets me the shard, I don't really see why not. Or maybe to get the shard we have to buy a ton of healing. Might be better just to buy some food, I'm thinking. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Can't hardly beat the Reaper if we have no food. The shrine, here we go. There we go, yes. 15 max life. Another 10 max life, so we can already survive the Reaper. But let's work on surprising him.
Death comes closer and closer.
With the threat of assassination looming like a dark cloud, you seek solace in a remote inn known as the Flailing Dragon. Few patrons visit this night, and you fall into conversation with the innkeeper. Over a few ales, you reveal to him your current predicament. The innkeeper sighs. I'm afraid there's little I can do, other than heal you up whenever you visit. Ask about his past. I was a great magician once, working for the king himself, the man exclaims, gazing into the fireplace wistfully. Of course, that was before the Empire. These days you can get hung for casting anything more than a simple healing spell. Even that in the wrong places. And the Reaper. I've heard of this assassin. Even kings once feared him, though few could afford his services. If he hunts you, then you are in dire peril indeed. Who would possess the gold necessary to command him? Unless it's the Emperor himself. Hint, hint. Another store. Tell you what, we will sell the Scorched Blade since it's been badly damaged. And with it, we shall, well, no, I'm gonna see if we can't get more gold and come back with this next card. The Old Maiden. We have to ask for longer life. We require the Potion of Youth to win this token. So we'll need to go back to the Fountain of Youth later. But yes, longer life. 10 max life. I'll take it. We made the right choice. I can take one... oh, we can't go back to the general store. Whoopsie. Oh, what's available in camp? We'll take it.
A storm
In by the sea.
So it begins.
You enter a tavern as a storm lights up the night sky. The bar is packed with fellow travelers seeking respite from the weather. As you make yourself comfortable in a relatively dry corner, a band of northern raiders kick in the doors. Prepare your souls for cleansing, godless heathens. Oh, that's not too bad. We ready our weapon, which they say should be the neglected sword. Fine. We've taken better with worse, haven't we? Thinking back to the great Droskar debacle of a couple nights ago. You know, I feel like we're really the support for Ariadne, not the other way around. She's just been able to thrash anything effortlessly. I love that. Here's hoping the dealer's about that tough. Of course, he won't be a melee combatant, but you get my meaning. Whew. MC2M says she definitely pulls her weight. Yeah, in a way that it feels like some of the other partners don't. Like, Kolbjorn, despite being ostensibly like our big melee scrapper, doesn't seem to deal all that much damage and goes down very, very easily, and she does not. She's about as fast as he is and deals way more damage, seems like a vertical upgrade in every sense. The Northerners retreat into the storm. The innkeeper serves a round of drinks in your honor. Here, an old soldier left this with me before announcing it's adventuring for good. I want you to have it. Equipment, okay. Either the ruby ring, 10 max life while we have more blessings than curses, or the jousting armor, which we don't need.
Keep walking in the light.
And 10 food, thank you God.
Favor you. I have
Purgatory.
Beyond these gates. I do not recommend it.
Your journey leads you directly through Purgatory. By the edge of a cave entrance, you meet an old man bundled in rags. He stares at you with milk-white eyes and warns of impending peril. It will not leave you unchanged, as the favor and ire of the gods pursue all who journey here. So I take a blessing and a curse? How does this work? Or do I just get to pick one? Oh, I take all of it. Confidence. Okay, that's pretty good. Divine Intervention. I like that one. Oh, but this would just take all my equipment away. Yeah, this is not worth it. This is hardcore not worth it for this map. I'm going to take the safer option. That is not worth it here. I'm not about to lose the Gambler's Jewel and help on the chance card gambits and everything else. It's luck dependent. Yeah, it seems like it. If it weren't for that first curse, I would take it, because the blessings offered are pretty good. But no, we're good. We are good. So we lose some food. Not great, but, you know, not terrible. Just saying, yeah. What does the Lionheart do? Oh my god, 5 max life and 50 life every time we use it for a max of 15? Oh, hell yes, we need that. We need that. Pity Goblin Town ain't here. The Gang of Thieves.
Given the price on your head.
A pair of shady characters emerge from the shadows to block your path. The Empire is offering a pretty price for your head, adventurer, one of the men remarks while casually inspecting his blade. Nothing personal, the other adds as they advance towards you. Just a good old dust-up. My kind of event. MC2M says dusting thieves. More or less, yeah. They don't have the world's best track record against us. I mean, it's nothing like the Northerners' track record, but still. There we go. Huh. So yeah, I think I can now definitively say I vastly prefer fighting these thieves to the Dustmen from Hand of Fate 1. Just way more dynamic, and they offer quite a bit more challenge. They're so fluid and agile that they're kind of fun to fight. He is coming, you hear as the din of battle fades. Spend a little time searching the fallen before leaving discreetly. Equipment, yes. Yes! Well, I know what we're doing right away, kids. And some gold. Should I go ahead and chug the lion heart right now to get that 15 max life? Keep it for last to refill health if needed. Okay, that makes sense.
I'm hoping this process will teach you.
And back we go.
Something about how the game is crafted and how the rules abide. Perhaps something about sleeping gently while deadly assassins are on your tail too.
Let's listen to rumors. I hear the Reaper's been seen, one lad exclaims, drawing the attention of the other patrons. His arrow is deadly. It never misses and pierces armor and shield, so they say. Anything else? I pity the one the Reaper stalks now. Their days are numbered. They say the Reaper is cursed by the gods to harvest souls for all eternity, a bald man declares ominously. You know, since we fought one of these guys before, I could tell you they are seriously overselling this. Alright, let's give it one more go. Ooh. Forgotten dreams.
Like mist when exposed to the light of day and reason.
Townsfolk gather round a well. A weeping woman says, "We are seeking solace for loved ones lost, but be warned, if you peer too long, your soul will be trapped in the well for all eternity." You gaze into the deep waters of the well of forgotten dreams. Oh, I see. I see what we're doing. I could just revisit the shrine? Are you serious? Dude. This is the one to go for, right? Alright. Here we go. Okay, let's keep an eye on those shrine cards, okay? It looks like one? One, maybe? One or two? Could not keep track. Oh, of course it's the pain card. Of course it is. And we lose the gambler's jewel. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Let's try again. There we go. Doesn't matter if we lose the gambler's jewel. We get to go back to the shrine. Well, it does matter if we can't roll for shit. Wow. That's bad luck. That's real bad luck. Another general store. I hate chance cards more than anything else in this game, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Careful.
Another gang of thieves. I do hope I've not just totally ruined all chances of getting the gold token for myself. I wouldn't think so, but... Oof. That was unexpected. MC2M says it might be pretty hard now. Oh dear. So this challenge is based entirely around deck construction. They give you like no way to raise your max health in the story chapters. I can't remember everything you had on deck, though. Might be something here for us. Guardian Angel, that would have been great to have. Ruby Ring just kicked in. If we can get 5 more max life. Just 5 more.
Assassins. I'd hate everything they stood for if it wasn't for their occasional usefulness.
Come on, folks, fingers crossed, just 5 more. Now, I do really miss the enemy-friendly fire from Hand of Fate 1. If that was still around, these thieves would just be destroying themselves. There we go. Oof. There we go. This is the one map we definitely wouldn't want fetid fins on. I found that usually that's a pretty reliable card, but not here. Gain some equipment. The Light of Truth or Felvin's Favor? I'll take Felvin's Favor. And gold. And food. Okay. That's interesting. Let's hope we draw the Reaper last.
Bare knuckle.
Street Fighter. Okay.
You seem to take such joy in violence, and here I was hoping we'd found an intellect fitting for the coming challenges.
So, what's our best bet here? Do we want to fight, like, maybe some goblins, or should I just get my sword out and fight some northerners, or take the axe and fight the Empire? With Ariadne, it's probably best to fight the Empire, isn't it? Whatever I wish. Yeah, we're gonna go for the Empire. They tend to go down pretty easily. Oh, a general. Not too bad, though. This is an opportunity to win stuff, so we really want to finish them off quickly. There we go. Okay, so non-boss generals fold like a house of cards. I should read the description of jousting armor fully after this challenge? Okay, will do. I saw what it did with the pendulum gambits. That seems kind of interesting. But mostly I just saw that it was exorbitantly expensive. Okay, that's not what we want. Yeah, we'll take it. Alright, still not there, but... Stun Blast, more fame each time we gain fame, and optionally retry any precision gambit with increased difficulty. A token for completing strength with it equipped. No, thank you. And just so I can be sure, yeah, nothing there. Let's keep our fingers crossed we can do this, folks. Temple prayers? Yeah, I'll take that. I guess we'll go ahead and take Gold Zealot. Strength Plus is a fun challenge. Oh, I bet you can break it about a million different ways. The Winter Solstice, there we go. I sense a magical air about you. If you feel particularly inclined, will you share your blessings in exchange for longevity? We just need 5, so we'll give him 1 blessing, right? We'll give him 1 blessing, keep the effect from the ruby ring, and then chug the lion's draught. But no, see, if I give 2 blessings, I'll have none, and the effect of the ruby ring will dissipate. Gain 10 max life while you have more blessings than curses. If I have 0, then it won't work. So, if we give just 1, right, we should get at least 5 max life. Then we can chug the lion heart and get 70. Does that check out? Or is there something I'm missing here and it's going to be like a 1 in 4 chance of actually getting max life? If I give 2 blessings, I draw 2 max life. And the shard. We can get the shard at another time. As long as I get 1 for 1 blessing, I'll be happy for now. Because I will definitely get the gold token if we do this. I'm not totally about to screw myself, right? I'm understanding this correctly. I get 1... I draw 1 card. And we can then just chug the lion heart, I think it is. Which is quickly going to become one of my favorite new equipment cards. I believe that either way you have enough life. I'm gonna play it super duper safe. We'll definitely come back for this because this is a great card. Yeah, here, go ahead and take Gold Zealot. I'm the master of my game. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Sorry if this isn't the most interesting style to watch. I know I play, like, insanely cautiously. Yes. Oh, perfect. We did get a couple tokens this round, though.
Death comes for
the Reaping.
Time, but some live to defeat it.
Your unease grows as you return to the flailing dragon once more. Every shadow and bush seems like it may conceal your hunter. The innkeeper looks up as you enter. Ah, my favorite adventurer. And still alive, I see. He goes on to relate the worrying news that his tavern has come to the Reaper's attention. My sources say he'll arrive here sometime tomorrow. It seems your destiny is at hand, warrior. Turn in for the night? In the morning, the innkeeper bids you farewell. Good luck, warrior. You hear no sound as it strikes you. No sound, no warning, not even a hint that the Reaper had appeared behind you. You stagger to your knees, the enchanted shaft of the Reaper's famous magical arrow protruding from your side. Oof, yeah, that's rough. You recover from the force and magic of the arrow as your assailant appears, approaching cautiously. You possess strong magic indeed to shrug off my arrow as would an ogre or golem, he remarks, as you remove the shaft and inspect it. You hear the familiar chant of the innkeeper as magic fills your veins, returning your vigor in a rush. Fine. The blade it is, then. The Reaper readies his blades to finish you off.
The fact is empty now.
Oh, we fought one of these before with backup. I'm not afraid. Ooh, that's a new background, though. I guess this is particular to Brimstone encounter cards. He's the first of those we've seen, I believe. Oh my god. That is not what I was expecting. The Reaper, Death's Messenger. The Reaper evades quick heavy attacks. Quick heavy attacks, alright. Quick attacks with heavy weapons, presumably. Use evade to avoid damage, or he performs quick heavy attacks. So, when they said the Reaper, I was expecting like a standard assassin, and indeed that's what his card is, but this is a demon that the Thieves Guild has somehow contracted. Okay. Let's get ready to perform an on-the-spot exorcism. Oh! Wasn't expecting that. Whew. Ooh, it's always 2 in a row. Okay. Oh, I get it. Brimstone variants of standard cards have expanded, more challenging movesets. You done? Oh, good lord. You were just all over the place, aren't you? Ariadne, do my job for me, please. Oh, every time. We don't have the best gear in the world, but enough to make it. Oh, thank you, God. Alright, that's one demon banished. Not at all what I was expecting to find, but we did it, guys. We did it. It's one more Arcana for the record books. Congrats. Thank you very much, MC2M. I appreciate it. Thank you for the help, as always. That was a tricky one, but not impossible. It wasn't strength. The Reaper lies dead at your feet, but searching his body reveals few clues as to who sent him. You return to the inn to recover from your ordeal and plan your next move.
Even death itself lies defeated, or at least its agents. Do not hurry to think yourself truly immortal.
For surviving the Reaper's arrow, we unlock the Spider Trap, the Fabled Beast, just some kind of giant boar with spindly little legs, Interception, and a general store. The Harvest Blade, which looks really gnarly, the Broad Shield, and the Tiger's Eye. For surviving the Reaper's Arrow with lots of life to spare, we've unlocked the Reaper's Arrow, nice. And is that the Drake Ring? Or the Dragon Ring? Very nice. MC2M says, by the way, Strength Plus changes the nature of the challenge. Same rules with different way to solve it. Nice. For combat prowess with your daggers, we unlock the Cutthroat's Blades. And for venturing into the Spider's Nest, we unlock an Imperial Helm. It's another ring? Another ring with a very similar illustration, then. We've unlocked the Moon. But next up is Temperance. Oh dear, and if you know anything about the concept of, like, especially theological definitions of temperance, this challenge is probably gonna suck. Let's see what we got.
These pieces come together in order to allow us a window into your past, the events that have led you here, your reason for being, and perhaps mine.
Oh, so this is the Necromancer chapter? During the worst famine in the history of the Empire, an unnatural power is causing the dead to rise and stalk the land. So we're going to need to stock up on food and build a deck based around the acquisition thereof, and fight a bunch of skulls. Alright, so, for food-related events, and fighting skulls in particular, I think Kolbjorn's typically a pretty good pick, so we'll bring him back out. We'll keep the food. We'll keep the gold. but I think for fighting the undead in particular... No, sorry, to prioritize... No, we always want a decent weapon, don't we? In this case, it'll be probably the Chieftain's Axe, something that can just chop down the skulls really quickly. Alright, what do we have? They love giving me Extinguisher. Bullseye, Will of the Emperor, don't need that. Armor of Gluttony and Ring of Food are good. Pious Robes, Don't Starve is fine. I like the Mask of Holy Fortunes. Holy Mace is a good fit. Valiant Aegis is fine. Let's take the Harvest Blade. Let's take something... I actually think Lionheart would be better at ameliorating the effects of starvation than Odysseus' Charm would be at avoiding starvation because the enemies here are undead. So we're gonna take that. We'll take the Gambler's Jewel. MC2M says Worker's Hammer. I just want to try a couple of these newer weapons, and they both look like heavy weapons. So maybe not this time. And the Champion's Plate Mail. There we go. Now encounters, what do we have? Dealing with Thieves, not yet. Gnomish Exchange, we don't want. They really like this one, but that's fine. Market Thief takes food away. We don't want that right now. Oh, Worker's Hammer in supplies. Yeah, I totally forgot about that one. Good call. Let's see what we're dealing with. In place of the trading house, all these... maybe we don't want Fetid Fens here either. I'll keep the Mage's Workshop just in case. We'll take the Toshers. We'll take St. Tala's Day. Fabled Beast and Rana's Fishing. Yeah, I love Rana's Fishing. I think I got that one and got the token for it on the very first try during a stream, or a section of a stream you weren't here for. And it's a really, really solid card. One I haven't had a chance to break back out in a while, though. Fabled Beast. Somewhere around here. Rana's Remarkable Fishing. This is always a good one for food. And maybe, in place of this tarts and pies thing they always love to give me, let's pick one more kind of unfamiliar card. I'm thinking, if we go back over here, since we have Kolbjorn, I'm thinking the Carriage of the Departed. Gives us gold. And food if we do really well on either of the dice rolls. Well, more likely than not. Okay, let's give it our best shot, eh?
The Empire works against its own people, yet none of it matters. There will
Good
be
luck,
no
thank you very much.
as long as they are fed. Yet take away their bread, and even the most peaceful begin to consider the songs of revolt.
May the gambits be in my favor. Oh, buddy, you know they won't be. You know they won't be. Desperate times. The innkeeper joins you at your table. I have some information. The Reaper was paid up front by a halfling known as Garrick Draukin. The price was apparently an entire cartload of gold. He made the contract, then left the city. We'll ask about Garrick. A mercenary. He was employed by the Imperial Army for several years until they wiped out the Halfling kingdoms. Since then, he works for the highest bidder. He was last seen on the road to Bridgemore Village, a farming village in the outer provinces. The whole area is up in arms with this famine going on. If you want my advice, the innkeeper offers, you should leave the city. Forget this life of death and glory. Find peace in whatever far-off land you can, before your enemies catch up with you. Who knows what calamity will befall when they find out you're still alive. Well, that's not horrifying. So we need to keep the Toil faction alive as best we can. Great. The Wretched.
It chews at you. This whole land is starving, and you are left with only hard choices.
You wake one night to the sound of rustling. With a start, you realize there are thieving hands pilfering your supplies. You lunge for the closest thief. Got some of it back. That's good enough. The thief is long gone, but you manage to grab their companion and demand compensation. You can easily hoist your attacker off their feet. They're no common bandit. You're face to face with a dirty, sickly child. Please, he stammers, they can't feed us at home. We have to take what we can get just to survive. I'll offer some food. Bless you, mercenary, for your good heart, he exclaims and runs off happily with his prize. And indeed, we've been blessed. It looks like this stage doesn't have any real urgency associated with it. Like, we're not going to have to do something in X amount of turns to keep villagers from dying, but they're probably going to be taking or shaking us down for food left, right, and center, yeah? Brana's remarkable fishing. Here we go. We will purchase a premium harpoon and start fishing. Now, do we want to go for a ton of gold here, or do we want to go to, like, the very deepest level we can and then deliberately get a silver to get the fish?
Nicely timed.
Which one are we aiming for? Deeper than fish. Okay. This is it, then. Horned Gloom Grouper. Fantastic, says Rana, hauling a massive flat-headed fish over the railing. A horned gloom grouper, and look at the size of him. The sun hangs low on the horizon. Rana raises the anchor. I recommended that card for the food. Yeah, I figured. Though you get a really solid artifact out of it if you go all the way to the lake bed. Rana raises the anchor and says time to return to the docks and to distribute the sea's bounty. Oh, more northerners. Okay. Let's bash their heads in. Yeah, that'll do the job. Looks almost like something out of an early cartoon. There's subtle weapons, there are weapons for delicate and skilled hands, and then there's this. Perfect for me. Odd that I'm so fond of the heavy weapons in this game, because usually, given the choice, I tend towards lighter, faster weapons. I'm like that rare person who really enjoys going for a solid dexterity build in a Dark Souls game. And down he goes, kind of glitching his way through the box as he does. A very successful haul. Good. Good. 8 food. That's not bad. MC2M says, I too always pick speed over strength. Yeah, right. It just makes more sense, especially if you're playing like an action RPG, that, well, armor, strength, or like being able to tank hits doesn't matter because enemies can't hit what isn't there. Hungry peasants. You're surrounded by hungry, armed villagers. A few push forward to confront you, while many more hang back out of harm's way. So, do I need to give them 8 food to get them all to go away, or do I give 2 food and dispel, like, both cards? Yes, so 1 food per villager, not per card. Okay. Oh, that's a real shame. All that nice food we just got. The distressed damsel, perfect. Perfect. Good.
Victory. You are learning.
Give me the gold and give me the food. I mean, I'll take it. Fallen treasure. Gambler's jewel, taking it. Good. Now, is this a map where we want to explore every level fully, or do we just want to rush for the exit as quick as we can? Now the dice gambit's completely broken. Oh, don't say it. Don't curse us. Sell equipment, anything we want to sell? Nope. Alright. A moonlit journey.
Not starve.
An uneasy silence fills the air on a moonlight night, prompting you to continue your journey without stopping to camp. Although you keep your hand on your weapon for the entire journey, nothing reveals itself as a threat. Rushing is the better option, gotcha. Well, can't do that here. General store. I will take all of your exorbitantly priced food, good sir. Because people are about to take all of it from me. Like so.
Unpredictable. The hungry always seek a
I'll give you all my food.
if necessary.
There you go. I have no food. And they leave. Okay, good.
What do you think?
The corpse
happens to the
wagon.
mind when one returns from death in this way? What happens to the heart?
One night you wake to the sound of a rusty wagon wheel passing on a nearby trail. Cautiously, you sneak closer to observe the scene. A drudge of skeletons is slowly dragging a wagon full of corpses through the forest. I can buy food at camp now? Good. Do we want to follow these guys? We want to follow them, right? I mean, a single horde of skulls would go down like nothing. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna try to do. I dread to think what gambit's associated with it, but I do not remember that card well, so... Okay, we approach a hill far from a settlement. Atop the hill stands a stone circle marked with eldritch runes. The skeletons drag their prized haul into the center. A sudden flash of blinding light forces us to look away. When we return, the circle is empty. So they're teleporting them somewhere.
In northern affairs. Imagine what you could have achieved if you devoted yourself to study.
Ursus, a young warrior from the north, proposes a hunting contest. This farmer kindly saved my boy instead of handing him to the Empire. I'll rid the land of the boars destroying his crops in thanks. Who'll be a worthy opponent? As you step forward to accept the challenge, the farmer warns. Not only have they been wreaking havoc on my fields, a huge white beast ate one of my lambs. I hacked off one of his tusks, but he still roams. You and Ursa shake hands before heading into the fields, paying heed to the gnarly grunts echoing in the distance. Oh no. 3, maybe? This looks like 3. One or 2, but not sure. We'll go for 2. That's a success. Good. Thank you. We slay one beast. We got this. Yeah. This adventurer is the clear winner today, having slain 18 beasts, announces the farmer. Take a basket from my latest harvest as reward. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Yes. I can't wait for starving children to take all 11 of this on the next card. I'm grateful to you both. My fields will be safe once more, says the farmer, embracing his precious flock of sheep. Still a success. Well, I was halfway joking. Here, there you go. Go away. Oh good, the undead. Well, it seems like based on that last angry mob we encountered, we don't actually need to give one food for every single peasant, but if we reduce their numbers enough and say we're out, they'll disperse peacefully. I still don't want to chance that, though. Whew. Nice. Oof. If you have food and claim you have none, you'll have to attack or suffer damage. Oh joy. The Valiant Aegis. Yeah, I'll take that, and equip it until we get to another combat encounter, just to make sure we have that playing in our favor. What does the Champion's Plate Mail do exactly? Oh, it's just like really good armor. Okay.
Now would be a good time to buy some food. Think about purchasing food here.
Anything we don't need. Gah. It's also expensive. I'll buy one and just... Well, no. Sorry. I'm going to sell the workers' hammer to buy one more. Just on the off chance that the peasants don't immediately take it from us. Yes, thank God. St. Tala's Day. On this day of penance and charity, you hear that a priestess will be blessing one and all for no cost at the Church of Fires. You find the flustered priestess at the church, dealing with a huge crowd of peasants and nobles alike. You join the line. Elbows are thrown and harsh words are exchanged, but you finally make it to the front. What blessings do you require? Quick, quick, I've got all day. I've not got all day, pick 2. Be blessed for a good harvest. The player cannot starve to death, that's helpful. And I'm thinking be blessed for luck, probably. Dude, this is a great card. This is going to be one of our mainstays from here on out. Do we want luck or do we want wealth? Any blessing here is good. Great. We will go for luck then. Deft Eye, reduce the spin of a wheel gambit. Nice. Next, the priestess shouts. A baby is thrust in her face and somebody impatiently pulls you from the line. The Mage's Workshop.
In these lands, a grave decision, and one
You enter the workshop of the Enchanter. He specializes in adding magical powers to items, especially those that bring health and fortune to adventurers. I can enchant one of your items. Be warned, any existing enchantment will be destroyed. A food enchantment, please. Oh no. Do we do this? Like a food blessing would be helpful, basically turning it into the Ring of Food. And we've already broken the gambit so thoroughly. Like, what do we want to do? You have a blessing that makes you win. Yeah, let's go for it. It is done, the Enchanter declares with a smile. I dare say this item will aid you well in your current endeavors. So do I. Dark alleys. Okay. So, hey, it's those age-old friends, bandits and the undead, together again. And the Mask of Holy Fortunes. I'm actually going to be right back. We forgot to take a break after the first Arcana, so I'm going to take maybe a 3-minute break here just to go grab a snack really quickly and another drink, and I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, but feel free to provide any advice y'all have in the chat. Thank you very much. We'll be right back. Alright, had A quick little snack just to keep the old blood sugar up, and got a new bottle of water. We can knock this out now. I'm gonna head towards the locked chest, seeing as how we get more stuff if we win a dice gambit. Welcome back, thank you very much. Oh, we've actually never seen the, like, little splash screen for the Valiant Aegis? That's surprising. But, oh, yeah, look at that. Very nice. Strange mystery, the whims which keep some ancient relics in our hands, while others are but dust. These anarchists are only really a problem when they start coming in contingents of like 3 or 4 at a time, as is the case here. Ah. We could say about this combat that it is bones and dust. Well, in the last game, that was, I think, the most frequent, like, faction team-up we saw, wasn't it? Like, the constant union of the bandits and the skeletons. It was a beautiful thing to watch, and I'm glad to see that they're still working together, you know. Yes, thank you, thank you. And the pious robes, which we will take.
Simply to grant you comfort.
The moonlit journey will make... Well, no, you said rushing is actually probably better here, so that's exactly what we're gonna do. No attacks from the undead this time around. Oh, God, you guys again. Here, all my food, again. Good, we're just losing max life instead of starving. I can deal with this. Nope, you again? Alright. Food, please. Can't wait to be immediate... Or gold. Discard the card to gain food. Yep. Yep.
Of course, in a world that has lost all of its wonder, violence...
Thomas the Ogre.
...and brute strength still remain.
You are cautious...
So like the usurper in all its ways.
You're cautiously approached on the trail by a group of farmers. Greetings, friend, one of them begins. Are you in need of supplies? The group explains that an evil ogre has stockpiled rations in his cave, not far away. They intend to fight the creature and retrieve the goods to feed their families. Would you be willing to tag along for an equal share of the food? So, do I accept and then help Thomas fight them off to get the token? Is that what we have to do here? Because, like, in that illustration, he looks very, very peaceful and concerned. And this ogre hasn't been a tremendous pain in my ass, so I'd rather not have to kill him. You'll see as you go. Yeah, sure, we'll go. You set out at once for the ogre's lair. Along the way, they explain exactly what sort of beast is awaiting you. It ate my nephew's dog, right there in front of him. Little Joseph was out collecting firewood when the great hairy beast plucked his dog off the ground and swallowed him with one bite. What else you got? It knocked poor Chester's pie wagon right over with a single swipe of its mighty paw. He lost an entire day's supplies in an instant. The same Chester and pie wagon the game presumably tries to force on me every single time we enter into a new chapter. Cassius the baker told me that it broke into his shop last month looking for food. It set the whole place on fire while raiding the oven. The mayor went to visit his prize-winning horse last week and found nothing in the stall but a torn saddle, your companion exclaims. Not a drop of blood. The beast must have picked it up and taken it home to eat. Have any of you actually seen the ogre? The group is suddenly quiet as they exchange glances. No, one of them offers. But my Aunt Mattie swears that it ate all the radishes in her garden. The monster's lair is just up ahead, one of the farmers comments sometime later. Is it now? A deep voice inquires as the monster in question strolls into view. The speechless farmers hastily retreat as the ogre stops and inspects you. My name is Thomas, and this is my domain. What business have you here? Will demand he return the stolen supplies. I've stolen no goods from these humans. What food I possess I earned with my own hands in this forest. Your desperation does not give you the right to take what is rightfully mine. The farmers manage to find their voices, throwing all manner of accusations at Thomas, who merely shakes his head in response. Believe what you will, warrior, but know that I will defend my home. He lifts his weapon purposefully, saying, I may be more reasonable than most of my kin, but thought without action is pointless, after all. So if I refuse to fight him, does that mean that the villagers are going to die and we won't be able to get the gold token? Or is this like a risk-free thing? Like, obviously, if I'm just making a moral choice, I'm not going to fight him. He's clearly in the right here. Risk-free. Okay, so I'm going to refuse to fight. What? The farmers cry incredulously. Are you siding with this hulking monster? Despite their outrage and frustration, the farmers can do little but give up and return home. A reasonable human, Thomas comments, turning to you. You are indeed a rare beast. He gestures to a waterfall behind him. My dwelling lies beyond the waterfall. Would you care to join me for a game? I have few visitors of your intellectual caliber. I may have a magical trinket I would be willing to bet against you, just to make things interesting. Sure, we'll play a dice game, of course. Yeah, that's a pretty high value, but since we've had the good fortune to just break the hell out of dice gambits, you play the game well. I will have to do better in future, Thomas admonishes himself. He reaches behind the table and lifts an item, saying, Would this be of any use to you?
Reward well earned.
Yes, Thomas, it would. Oh my. Perhaps another game. Manual dexterity.
Patience. Do not move too quickly, for haste
there we go.
means only failure.
Perhaps I've grown lax from sitting in the forest by myself for too long. Here, do any of these interest you? I'll take the Holy Mace, definitely. The High Priestess Plus increases the difficulty of the High Priestess. Oh, yeah, much like how that suit of armor gives a Strength Plus. Definitely equipping that.
Blessings and questions.
Perhaps another game? Oh dear. Eyes front, folks. Oh no. Three, maybe? Also, Enderlord99, good to see you, man. Two, maybe, I'm seeing. Alright, we'll take it. Oh, no. And he doesn't even take anything from us. What a nice ogre. The Carriage of the Departed. Okay, we need a 16. First try. That is a wonderful blessing. Absolutely wonderful. And we finally get some food. And more food. Along with a sum total of 34 gold, I believe? Oh no, a cloaked figure stops you on your return. Oh my, I could smell those bodies from the woods. The captain asked that I take them off your hands. Here, your reward. The other new heavy weapon.
Measure of any empire.
It's just as strong.
It's a symbol of that power.
We gain food if our finishing blow actually finishes an enemy, excluding the undead and corrupted. And after combat, receive 1 food if we complete 3 finishers on anything but corrupted. I'm gonna stick with the Holy Mace, though it's very cool to see that. Stop! What have you done? A woman comes rushing down the street. That man! He's a necromancer! My poor Hurlo! I thought he would be buried with dignity, but no longer. You watch in dismay as the carriage disappears over the horizon. What are you waiting for? The woman cries. Go after him. So, we know what the next encounter's gonna be. Or the next encounter in that quest line, anyway. What do we have? Yeah, that's a pretty good setup. The Toshers. This is a dice gambit, I want to say. We'll take the Gambler's Jewel. See, we've got a few more people in the audience, so good evening to everybody. I hope you guys are all doing well and have had a good day. And hope everybody else has been enjoying the stream. The sewer walls tremble. Time to surface, she shouts as the Toshers lift themselves out of the gutter. They pull you out just as the tunnel floods. 1 more shard for the pile.
She smells death.
Finally.
from you. Death promised but not delivered.
This is going to be a very easy boss fight.
Being delayed.
The sky is unnaturally dark as you approach the ruined graveyard. A cloaked figure stands amid the crumbling tombstones. Despite your stealthy approach, it turns to watch your arrival. The living have no place here, she rasps, the breath leaving her body with some effort. Though you will make fine source material for another minion. She raises her staff and undead rise from the ground. Again, we've fought one of these before, and it went really, really well. A necromancer was, I think, the last encounter in Malaclipse's storyline. She can conjure up a shield of bone armor around herself, but we can disrupt that really easily. Countess Athanasia. This necromancer turns the dead into tools of chaos and slaughter. Well, nothing we can't handle. Alright, let's check this out. Yeah! Oh, got a trophy. Champion. Maybe for killing X amount of enemies? Or performing X amount of finishers? The Countess is gonna be all alone here in a minute, and whoa, she has, like, no health. There's the bone armor. Yeah, there we go. And there we go. Not bad, guys. Not bad at all. Well, that was a pretty simple little chapter, after all. The constant demands for, like, all of your food are a little trying, but... MC2M says champion. Kill multiple enemies with a single weapon ability from a heavy weapon. I see. Well, this is the perfect map for that, then. Smoking ash is all that remains of the necromancer as you inspect the contents of the crypts. There you find letters written and signed with the Emperor's seal, each one calling for your death. What have you done to earn the Emperor's wrath? As if in answer, the voice of the hermit rings in your ears. It is not what you have done, but what you are yet to do. A powerful force presses against you, and every move takes you closer to the end of the game. You have few friends now. But we have plenty of tokens.
This is what we seek to eradicate. These creeping horrors that stretch across our land.
So for killing Countess Athanasia, we've unlocked the Wretched, Thomas the Ogre, who we might want to keep around, and the Mystery Chest, as well as Thunair's Talons, the Thorn Shell, and the Ring of Defense. For avoiding any unnecessary civilian casualties, we've unlocked Kolbjorn's Traps, an artifact, I assume. For beating Thomas the Ogre, we've unlocked the Gladiator's Visage. And for accidentally giving Halsdead to a Necromancer, the Sunken Catacombs Brimstone card. We might actually want to start completing some of those Brimstone cards we've unlocked. And with that, we are set to take on the Devil up in the mountains once again. But first, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take, this time, a scheduled 5-minute break, and I'll be right back thereafter. Don't go anywhere, and thank you so much for watching to this point. We're hopefully going to get in at least one more Arcana tonight, provided this one isn't just insanely difficult. Alright, back for the final challenge of the night. MC2M says, I'm sure you will come to love the devil challenge. You're either saying that seriously, or this is the one you warned me about when we were playing Strength that is apparently 1,000 times worse. I guess only time will tell. Looks like this might be one of our last confrontations. Welcome back, thank you very much. It looks like this might be one of our last experiences in the Northern Territories. So let's see what we've got.
We have all come from the downtrodden and feel that we have been unheard. Some of us ascend to great power regardless.
Oh, you're being serious. Star is the worst. Oh, well, we're getting there. 4 lives hang in the balance as a mysterious stranger offers help for a price. Be prepared for chance card games. Ah, hell. No companion, so we get a unique companion, I suppose. 666. See, that's almost clever. Let's see. Ring of Preparation, Fate's Path, I'll take it. Be prepared to fight the Empire, so that means the Chieftain's Axe, right? Or no, Worker's Hammer. We definitely want the Worker's Hammer. More food. More gold. What else should we go for? Are we thinking the helm or the armor? It also looks like this will be a very short chapter. I think we might want to go armor. Yeah, okay, so equipment. Let's go down to our armor. It's a map reveal. That's interesting, but not what we need. Lionheart, definitely. As many platinum cards as we want, that's not a good sign. The Imperial armor. The Frontier Barbet. The Imperial helm. Or no, sorry. Instead of either of those, the Mask of Holy Fortunes. Gambler's Jewel. We'll, try this. And... I'd like to try some of these platinum weapons out. But, before any of that, why don't we just try for... Or no, we'll throw in the Coward's Bane, why not? That's a not terrible looking setup. I'll throw in the duel. Fetid Fins is always a good one. Market Thief, I am super averse to doing Market Thief without getting enough equipment to break the Dice Gambit and having our friend Ariadne on our side. Unlimited platinum cards again. Wow. So we'll go for St. Tala's Day. Goblin Town. I'm certain the fact that we can put in as many of those cards as we want is going to come back to bite us on the ass somehow. Dark Alleys is a good one. And let's take one totally new one. the mystery chest. How about that? Alright. Let's see what we can do.
Those who travel with you are more than mere pawns in this story. They have their own goals and their own...
Oh no, all my companions are going to be at
Their
risk, aren't they?
stories have ended, or they would be here by your side, would they not?
Ominous news. You arrive at a tavern one evening, anxious to settle beside a roaring fire with your companions. As you enter, however, you are surprised to find no familiar faces. After a meal and several hours of waiting alone, a priest rushes in. Your friend Ariadne lies stricken at our temple. You arrive at the temple to find her laying on a simple bed, attended to by a church official. He explains that she has been stricken with dark magic that is slowly draining her life. Somehow this malady resists our attempts at curing, the official says, sadly. It's as if her very soul were poisoned. I'm sorry, her time is limited. The official leaves, shaking his head. It's not my place to say, the young cleric whispers, but perhaps there are other places you may seek help. In my work helping northerner refugees, I've heard tales of their high priestess, a mystic of sorts who moves freely between the realm of men and the world beyond. If anyone could help your friend, it would be her. You know that the northerner priestess will not see you unless you possess enough blessings, but you have few options. With the young cleric's help, you ready Ariadne for transport and leave the temple. So we need to just drown in blessings, okay? It doesn't matter, we'll take it. Problem, can we get enough blessings in time? Coward's Bane. It's cool, but we want the Imperial armor for now. Yes, we do. Well, Yeah, we want to go ahead and take that.
Given times are so
Surprise
tough,
introduction.
you're lucky to have allies willing to assist.
You are walking past a black, plain-looking carriage when the door suddenly opens and a huge pair of hands lift you inside. The carriage leaps forward as the doors shut, and you find yourself sprawled on a seat, opposite a huge, powerfully built, but unusually ugly man. Lord Apollyon requests your presence, the half-ogre declares. The creature is silent the rest of the journey until you arrive at an impressive manor house. You exit the carriage and are brought into a large hall for an audience with Lord Apollyon. Ah, the great adventurer himself, Apollyon begins, smiling broadly and stepping forward to greet you. He bows slightly. We'll greet him graciously. I've heard of your exploits. I, too, am but a servant of the Empire and its people. I'd like to offer my services if you ever have need of them. I don't presume to wield a sword or dodge a claw troll as well as you, of course, but I do try to support good people with supplies and such, especially heroic figures such as yourself. Apollyon invites you to stay and entertain him with stories of your adventures so far. He seems captivated by every word, and several hours pass quickly. You lead an incredible life. I hope you return again soon with more enchanting tales. Apollyon takes an item from many adorning the walls, saying, Please accept this paltry gift. Perhaps it will help you rescue your friend. Yes, it will, in fact. Allow my coachman to take you back, and please, come visit again any time. So what's here? St. Tala's Day, perfect. Be blessed for luck. There we go. And, I'm thinking... Be blessed for glory. Oh, no fame blessing cards. So, I'll take anything. Steel opener. Good, that's helpful. We need one more blessing, so time to see Lord Apollyon.
I have to wonder why anyone would help you. At least my motives are clear.
Perhaps I could be of some assistance? I must confess that I have a weakness for games of chance. Apollyon leads you to a table in another room. A set of cards is already set up upon it. If you win, then I'll provide the blessings you require. Apollyon nods as he adds, yes, I have the means. You'd be surprised what magical trinkets end up in my possession as part of my work. If you win, then you must pose with me for my next portrait. It'll be titled Champions of the Empire. Perhaps I'll have a statue of us made as well. Okay, eyes front, folks. Oh, he's... Yeah, there we go. That was an easy one. He gestures to a darkly robed man who you failed to notice standing in a shadowed corner. The man comes to stand before you, his deep voice slowly intoning words in a foreign tongue. My associate is follower of an ancient religion that you may not be familiar with, but rest assured that his devotion is second to none. As you sit through the lengthy ritual, you feel yourself drifting in and out of consciousness, whether from the droning voice or the potent incense being burned you cannot say. And we got a great series of blessings. There's gotta be a catch, right? It's the devil. It's about duplicity and perfidy. There's no way that this is this simple. This has gotta come back around to bite me on the ass. You suddenly awake, Apollyon watching you with mild amusement from across the table. I expect you'll want to begin your journey to the High Priestess immediately. I sincerely hope your friend makes a full recovery.
Wait in the darkness.
The Grey Traveler.
Which devil will you focus on?
As you pass near a darkened alleyway one evening, a blackened and misshapen hand grasps you, pulling you close to the darkness. You stand at the precipice of ruin! The Dark Lord has taken an interest in your destiny, and even now is engineering your downfall. The hunched creature pulls you with surprising strength further into the shadows. But I can help! There's magic that can help you beat him at his own game. We can craft it, you and I. Doing so may test your spirit, but that's better than eternal darkness, eh? He looks up at you, his yellow eyes glowing faintly. Do not fall to despair. We will meet again soon. Oh, this ain't creepy at all.
You must
the High Priestess.
The ties that begin to bind. The trap is slowly laid for you.
You cross the northern border and prepare yourself for the long journey up Mount Freitas. You're surprised, however, to find a band of northern warriors waiting for you. The High Priestess is expecting you, the leader of the band declares. With their guidance and protection, you quickly find yourself once more in the ritual houses Esmeranthia. I know why you have come, the giantess begins, moving to inspect Ariadne. She quickly sneers, saying, It's no wonder your holy people can't heal her. This is no minor curse or spell from a magician. A beast of the underworld has tainted your friend's spirit, and without my help she will die. Esmeranthia pauses to consider you, her gaze boring into your soul. I think your fate will be to one day destroy the one who brings ruin to my people. Until then, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, yes? The Queen of Frost sends you to another room as she prepares a ritual. Many hours later, you are summoned again. You find the Queen standing over Ariadne, who, apart from being famished, appears fully recovered. Leave when you are ready, Esmeranthia declares, turning to leave. But heed my warning, hero. A shadow hangs over your soul. Stray a little, and you will fail, to the ruin of us all. Malaclips told me he was going to the village of Rumstock to investigate a rumor of a magical artifact, Ariadne explains as you leave the ritual house. I was to meet him there some days ago. So we're gonna have to save all of our companions, it looks like.
I do not understand how you come to be here now, given the challenges that have stood before you.
As you journey towards Rumstock, you are disquieted by an increasing number of rumors concerning the village. It seems that every traveler coming from that direction has heard of terrible ritualistic murders being performed in the woods nearby. The rumors also suggest the mage responsible has been captured. Disguised himself as a bard, one fellow declares. I saw him with my own eyes, and he has the look of a killer. Don't worry, continues the man. There will be justice served for those poor souls when that necromancer burns at the stake. Oh no. The Grey Traveler. You're camped on the side of the road one moonless night when a familiar pair of yellow eyes suddenly appears beyond the light of the campfire. You've glimpsed your doom, I take it? The curse is in the cards, you know. He limps from the shadows to sit next to you, although somehow the fire fails to illuminate his form at all. The spell that will be your salvation requires several unique ingredients, the cloaked figure explains. The first task will be to harvest the horn of a diabolic creature. I know of one that will be easy to overcome, he says, producing a silver whistle from his cloak. Strike quickly, though, he pauses to add, or it may escape, and you'll spend countless lifetimes regretting it. The whistle releases a sharp note, and a fiery portal appears between the two of you. A short, horned creature steps out as the portal closes again. Hey, Theophilus, you called? The devil asks, looking up at him. The child-sized creature seems oblivious to your presence for the moment. We'll strike at it. Good. We have one of its horns, and we've handed it to Theophilus, who places it in a sack made from the same dark material. That will do for the first element. I must leave immediately to prepare it. Theophilus says. He regards the limp form of the hellspawn. Do not be here when it wakes up, mortal. It'll be angry, and you do not have the means to kill it. So, I know Apollyon is typically associated with, I think, the Horsemen of the Apocalypse or something, in, like, fantasy worlds. So, I do get the sense that he and his associates are our villains here, but what if the, like, hunched, shadowy, yellow-eyed creature that seems to be signaling its own ill intent just about every way it can is actually our antagonist here? Goodness me, I do not know. What's Tiger's Eye do? Reduced pain. Everything from except shadows deals less pain damage. That's helpful, but I don't think we need it absolutely. We'll buy some food. I've not horrifically botched anything so far, have I? Oh no. Nah, I'm not gonna take Lord Apollyon's deal because I know where the village is. It's right over there. Ah, the duel. While enjoying a pint of imperial ale, you smirk derisively at a portrait of the Emperor hanging over the bar. You hear a piercing scream of frustration from the back of the tavern. Captain Cassius strides toward you. The color is faded from his uniform, and his eyes burn like embers. Oh. And here we go again. I don't know how many times we're gonna have to beat this guy's ass, but he seems to be supercharged now. I'm looking forward to this. Watch me regret that, like, seconds later. Oh, well, that's the problem. He went and turned into a demon. That's certain to ruin your mood, man. So, what's different about you? Anything? Dude, come on, I just feel bad for you. Like, this poor guy's entire career has been ruined by getting into constant bar fights with us. We can wear the Imperial armor, which we shall do, and we can wear the Mask of Holy Fortunes, which we shall do.
So the noose begins to
The village of Rumstock.
question the very stakes.
You arrive on the outskirts of the village of Rumstock, where Malclips is being held captive. A wooden stake with brushwood piled around it stands in the village center. A few peasants stand around, talking eagerly about the impending doom of the so-called Necromancer. You track down the town mayor, who, despite your pleas, refuses to consider sparing the mage's life. The creature is bound head to toe in blessed iron, and he'll stay that way until burning under a full moon. Good, decent folk from this town have been murdered, and I will see to it that they receive justice. You plead Malaclips's innocence. And who are you that we should listen? The mayor exclaims. It'll take more than the word of a nameless mercenary to free this creature of darkness, so we have to go take Apollyon's help then. I like that this is a very story-focused chapter, though. Confess that we cannot convince the village of Rumstock to free him. Those dreadful peasants in the provinces can be savage folk, Apollyon declares. But I have a solution, if you'll but play the cards once more. If you win, then I will use my considerable influence to spread word of your great deeds in service of the people. Bards will sing your praises across the empire. The rabble love nothing more than a hero, a real defender of the people, Apollyon explains dryly. If it helps, I'll even have my personal herald accompany you. Your needs are more particular in this case, so I must insist that you up your ante. If I win, you must stay and entertain my guests with tales of your adventures. What do you say? Does the prospect of another winning hand entice you? That's the spirit, Apollyon exclaims with a laugh. Yes, okay, eyes front. Let's make sure we don't botch this. So, what do we got here? One, maybe? One or three? Three. Oh, and we have Guardian Angel, so yeah, we're good. We have successfully broken the chance cards gambit, haven't we? That feels great. Another win, Apollyon exclaims. You're adept at both combat and the finer arts. I shall make plans with my associates tonight to support your cause, he declares. By the time you reach Rumstock, your name will be legend. Your fame in the region grows. I'm kind of surprised our name isn't already legend, given everything we've done. As you approach, a woman tending her garden spots you. She sends her child to fetch the mayor, and minutes later a throng of other villagers approach, led by a balding man. Look, someone calls out. The hero of the Empire is in our village. You're here for the demon, of course, the mayor says as he approaches. You must have heard that we captured it ourselves. The peasants all cheer. Don't worry, the mayor continues. We intend to burn it during the full moon. You ask the mayor to take you to Malaclips, who you find sitting in a small cell bound in silver chains, set with glowing runes. With some effort, you manage to convince the mayor to release him properly into your custody, for disposal. I'm sure you would know best when it comes to creatures of the underworld, the mayor says, but we have the fire planned, and everybody's coming. Perhaps you could stay, just until the full moon? He asks hopefully, as you lead Malaclips away. At the edge of the village, the mayor reluctantly removes Malaclips' chains and stands well back as you leave. Thanks, Malaclips says. Those country folk weren't kidding around. He goes on to relate how he was set upon as he entered the village, being accused for some local murders involving magic. It sure seemed that they knew I was coming. Where did they get those anti-magic chains from? You fill Malaclips in on what happened to Ariadne. What about Estrella and Kolbjorn? He asks as you begin your journey back towards the capital. Let's see what Apollyon's got in store for them.
Await you, and so many would stop you moving forward.
So MC2M, you're absolutely right. I do adore this chapter so far. It's got a very narrow, focused path with a pretty solid story underpinning it all. I really dig this, and I kind of wish a couple of the earlier chapters had been so focused on their plot. You can tell things are really stepping up now. The next day you stop to rest at a small inn. There are a few other patrons as you consume a sparse meal before returning to your room. Moments later, you hear a noise at the window. It suddenly opens, allowing a hooded stranger to slip inside. Relax your sword arm, mercenaries, the woman exclaims, warding you away with an open hand. I seek only to deliver a message, that your colleague, Kolbjorn, has been acquired by the guild. You see, she continues, leaning against the windowsill, with recent setbacks to our income potential, we've had to expand our enterprise with kidnapping and so on, and a rival tribe has an impressive bounty on your friend's head. It's all just business. For 150 gold, you can buy your friend's life back. Bring the gold to the East Market Square and someone will contact you. Otherwise, well, I can't say how he'll be treated by those barbarians, the cloaked woman says as she ducks back out of the window, vanishing into the darkness once more. Well, we got just the thing for that. All small sums. Hey, there we go. Success. An ancient goblin, wrinkled as a prune, is selling an array of teas down by the bank of the pungent river that runs through the town. He places a bag in your hand and shakes his little head when you offer payment. I'm happy knowing that the tea will either strengthen you greatly or kill you. And off they go. The Grey Traveler. You sit resting next to a river one afternoon when Theophilus' dark form rises slowly from the water and limps toward you. He appears to be completely dry when he stops before you. Mortals often contemplate their own doomed existence in the light of the setting sun, but yours is doomed more than most. We should make some progress on your spell. Ask why he's helping. The stranger speaks. I've offered to help you with no mention of reward for myself. Of course you're suspicious of my intent. He stares into the distance for a moment before saying, I have my own reasons for seeing a poor, helpless soul escape the clutches of the Lord of Evil. The next step is normally as difficult to achieve as obtaining a devil horn, but luck is with us again. The agent of your downfall has provided us with exactly what we need. He gestures and your skin begins to glow. To possess so many blessings is rare for a mortal. I shall add their power to the mix. Theophilus opens a small vial toward you, and with a sickening tug, you feel some part of you torn away. I will get rid of the steel opener. And Fate's Path. And Steady Heart. This'll do nicely, Theophilus says with satisfaction as he seals the urn. Never lose hope, mortal, he calls as he returns to the river. The Dark One may still lose his prize yet. Well, let's see. What can we buy? Still the Lion Heart and Tiger's Eye. Sell equipment? Nothing here is worth anywhere near enough, so you know what that means. Should I go ahead and buy the Lion Heart? Like, I get the feeling that this chapter's boss may be just a little bit tougher than usual. Sure, okay.
When all is lost, perhaps you can find a little extra strength to press on.
You say that another of your friends is in peril, Lord Polyon remarks. How fascinating. You relate some detail as to dangerous times indeed, Apollyon says, shaking his head. Oh, I'd like to help if I may, Apollyon says earnestly. Would you mind terribly indulging me in another little game? If you win, I'll give you the required gold to pay the ransom for your friend. No need to repay it, no strings attached. And if I win, then... Shall we say that you owe me a day's service? Apollyon suggests. I have business interests in the northern hills that require some important deliveries. As you know, the land is still rife with northerner warriors despite the Emperor's claims. How about it, adventurer? Kolbjorn's life could be saved with the turn of a card. Okay, eyes front. I get the feeling this one's going to be kind of tricky. Excellent. Let's begin. Three, maybe? I'm thinking 3. Maybe like 1 or 3? 3, yeah. Yep. Good stuff. You win again! I think perhaps you're working a con on me, Apollyon laughs. With a gesture from Apollyon, a small humanoid creature brings over a chest of gold. I hope with that gold you get your friend back in one piece. Do visit again sometime and let me know how it went. It's about to hit the fan, folks. I promise you that. We got one more.
The tables are turned.
You find yourself in the eastern district of the capital, approaching the markets. The Thieves' Guild would undoubtedly find you there and demand the ransom gold. You enter into a wide courtyard filled with stalls and milling citizens. Within moments you are roughly drawn into a shady corner, protected from prying eyes by a variety of hanging carpets. Hello again, the cloaked woman begins brightly, her two beefy companions silently taking position on either side of you. How did we go? Are we saving any lives today? You hand over a sack of coins, which is promptly seized by one of the large men. Hope that wasn't too much trouble to get your hands on, the woman comments as the coins are counted. Eventually the man nods to the woman, and the two men leave, taking the gold. No hard feelings, eh? It's just business. The woman smiles, drawing up her cloak. Suddenly she dashes away, vanishing behind a pile of rolled-up carpets. Afraid you might have just been hoodwinked, you wander back through the crowds in time to see Kolbjorn being thrown from a moving wagon. You paid them, he says, standing and brushing himself off. I owe you my life. Kolbjorn relates his tale of capture and confinement by the guild. Estrella wasn't with me when I was taken. I don't know what fate has befallen her. I love that this chapter is the first one that really gives us a sense.
I wonder why a sudden wave of carelessness has overtaken your allies.
Indeed. I have a feeling Apollyon has everything to do with this. But I think it's really cool that this is the first chapter that demonstrates your allies really interacting with one another. Beforehand, it seemed like, well, in the way it was written, most of the intermediate chapters in the game, the companion character was just kind of cookie-cutter, delivering the same line, serving the same role. But here, it's really made apparent that you're traveling with all of these people, and in addition to working with you, they have their own, like, interpersonal dynamic. I think that's really cool, and I hope we get to see more of it going forward. A herald enters the marketplace and announces that Captain Estrella Fior, traitor to the Empire, has been captured. She has been sentenced to death by the Emperor himself, the herald continues. Let her fate be an example to all who would consider defying his will. Now, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, and I don't know if you guys recall, anybody watching this VOD especially, but in our second stream, I think, of the game, we met the Emperor very briefly, but he was completely still and silent. And we saw him from a pretty solid distance. And we know for a fact that Callus is really pulling the strings behind the Empire, so I guarantee something is not right about the Emperor. Not just what he's doing, but like what he is. It won't work, interrupts a commoner. The more executions he hands out, the more the free people will rebel. The Emperor is cracking down on the lawlessness running rampant in this city, the herald responds, and you sound like a rebel yourself. Discreet inquiries lead you to learn that Estrella is being held in a remote Empire stronghold, but nobody claims knowledge of where it is. Well, we know what we're gonna need to do. How'll we ever rescue Estrella if we can't even find her? Ariadne asks in anguish. Yep, there he is. The mystery chest.
How much pleasure it gives me that those frauds who pretend to power now fall under the threat of imperial justice.
Step right up and marvel at the chest of many wonders, shouts a man draped in a colorful cloak. You there, warrior, he says, pointing in your direction. Pay to play? There's plenty to gain. Ask about the rules. I'm glad you ask. It's very simple, you see. You guess what's in the chest. If you're correct, you keep the contents and guess again, but if you guess wrong, it's game over. We'll give it one shot, yeah. Now, if you give me another 4 gold, I'll give you a little hint. Yeah, we can afford. So it's either food or a healing potion. Let's say food. Yeah, food, there we go. He looks at you with suspicion and coaxes, have another guess. Yeah. Healing potion? Yeah, there we go. And we got the shard. Gold? Health potion, that's alright. We got the shard, that's all that matters. That's a fun little diversion. Ooh, the dark alleyways, time for some actual combat. Oh god. That's a hell of a coalition. The Tiger's Eye isn't super valuable, so yeah, let's go rough up the ogre and his buddies. What could possibly go wrong? The Thieves Guild is really branching out, isn't it? Now they've even got ogres working for them. Luckily, we've got an ogre-slaying machine at our side. Truth, look at that. Never cheat an ogre on a straight deal. Daros the One-Armed. Okay, we've read the rest of that before. I don't mean to! Fortunately, Ariadne is doing what she does best and just destroying all of the northerner units all on her own. Man, this hammer's pretty good. The ogre seems kind of winded. Not that I'm complaining. Like, very winded. Is he glitched out or what? Come on then, big guy. What you got for us? There we go. MC2M says might be glitching. Yeah, because I know ogres are kind of slow. Not extraordinarily so. But he's not just going to stand around teetering on his feet back and forth like he's completely smashed for no reason. What's inside the chest? Lots of food. Good. Secret compartment. Perfect. And what do we have? The Gambler's Jewel, further breaking the dice gambit.
Everything is a wager, but our difference is that we understand the game must have rules and definitions if it is to bind.
Gambling Hansel. You enter a tavern one evening just as a gang of soldiers rise angrily from a table, leaving just a well-dressed citizen seated. "You cheating son of a harpy!" one of them yells. "Gentlemen, please! I cannot help it if Lady Luck has taken to me this fine evening." "Nobody's that lucky," the soldier exclaims, drawing his sword. The other soldiers advance around the table. The unarmed man suddenly leaps from his chair and ducks behind you, saying, "Mercenary, I implore you. I am a humble and honest merchant in need of aid. Save me from this band of treacherous fiends, whom I have offended merely by playing fairly a number of games of chance, and I'll pay you with gold." "Hey, that's our gold, Hansel," the soldiers cry. "We're gonna defend him, sure." I mean, it's not exactly like we're buddy-buddy with the Empire at this point, so might as well wreck a unit of musketeers. I agree wholeheartedly, ma'am. Ariadne gets what this game is all about. just slowly beating, like, colonial-era Imperial soldiers to death with hammers. Having dealt with the threat of the vengeful soldiers, you turn to find Lucky Hansel still lying still behind the bench. A Northerner warrior crouched over him. "A man who cheats has no honor," the Northerner says matter-of-factly, sheathing his knife and hefting the merchant's money bags. "He will not cheat me again." The Northerner moves to exit the tavern, gold in hand. We're going to stop him from escaping. Oh dear.
That will set you in good stead from here.
With the Northerner weighed down with gold, you manage to drag him to the ground. An Empire captain arrives with a dozen men and separates you both, as well as taking the bag of gold. Looks like Hansel's swindling days are over, but at least we've caught his two accomplices fighting over the spoils. One of the soldiers interrupts the captain, saying, "Wait, don't you know who this is?" He tells us some of your adventures. "My apologies," the captain smiles. "I didn't realize you were traveling in these parts. Good work on capturing the Northerner. Too bad we didn't get Hansel alive. What? Was I just supposed to search him instead? Huh? Or let the Empire get him, then... Ah, well. We can try it again later." The Traveler again. One day you come across a man wrapped in a torn gray cloak, sitting on a rock by the path through a sparse wood. "Greetings, mortal," Theophilus utters as you stop. "The next element of your magical salvation is approaching," he begins, without bothering to stand. "You'll meet a traveler on the outskirts of the forest. Trade with him to obtain the feather of an angel. Do not reveal what use you would have for it. I wish you luck." Not long after, you meet a dwarf, bristling with bags, sacks, and other knickknacks. "Let's trade," he suggests. "I'm sure we can come to a mutually beneficial transaction. As it happens, I do have an angel feather that I traded from a cobbled mystic in the western provinces. Do you need it for anything in particular?" the dwarf asks, shrewdly. You begin the negotiation. "Okay, eyes front." Two? Yes. You manage to convince the dwarf that the feather is probably a fake, worth little more than a few beads and the torn half of a map you find in your pack. The dwarf is barely out of sight when Theophilus is suddenly beside you, saying, "That dwarf has never had such a valuable prize in his possession, and perhaps never will again. But now, it is time for the spell to be completed." Theophilus takes the feather and adds it to the spell concoction. The vial gives a silent, bright flash, then returns to normal. "At last!" Theophilus cries in excitement. "After all these years, I will be free!" You lunge forward, reaching for the vial, but Theophilus is already opening it. Oh, dear. "No!" Theophilus cries as you wrestle the vial from his grasp. "Please, mortal, you don't understand. This is my only chance for freedom, so, what do we do here?" I guess first we ask he explain himself, but then do we want to drink the vial ourselves, or hand it over? I have a feeling one of these is like the good ending, and the other the bad ending to the chapter. And we've had such a good run so far, I don't want to chance it. I'll remain silent and let you explore. Oh, that's a bad idea. That is a bad idea. We'll ask he explain. "I was like you once, full of purpose and an inflated sense of destiny," Theophilus says bitterly. "I dared to stake my soul on a card game. I've been enslaved since before the Empire formed, before even the Dragon Slayers waged their war. I've seen and done things that would drive you to madness. Without that vial, I shall suffer countless lifetimes more." I mean... Oh, God. I'm guessing, and this is just a guess, the right thing to do is to give him the concoction, freeing him, and then take on Lord Apollyon ourself. But, by so doing, we're going to make the final boss a lot harder than it needs to be. Because like, the whole purpose of the game up to this point, or at least the way a lot of the conditions are forming, is our character is being encouraged by the dealer to be merciful, to be compassionate, to be sympathetic to the needs and perspectives of others, basically turning us into the anti-callous. So, yeah, we're supposed to free him, right? I really hope I'm doing the right thing here. I just don't want to screw myself and get...
Changes,
Yeah.
Yet the stakes remain the same. Life or death.
I mean, if he really is evil, I'm sure we can just beat him to death. Just as quickly. Okay. I'm so sorry I'm taking a long time here. This is just... something of a quandary. I'm thinking... if he's lying to us, though, he could turn on us immediately? Wait, I think he may be lying. Because earlier on he was able to summon a devil that knew him very well and effectively, like, could control it. Am I correct in saying one of these choices will give me the gold token and one of them will not? Am I right in that regard? Yet the stakes remain the same, life or death, yeah. Yeah, no, that's a good hint, actually. I guess I'm gonna drink it? Even though... this whole chapter seems like it's been designed to trick us.
Welcome back to the game of life and death.
I mean, all of these are exactly the things that a devil would say. And all this that I've done, all my decisions up to this point have been predicated on the assumption that Lord Apollyon, from his name to all his resources to his disturbing willingness to help us, is trying to screw us over. But what if he isn't? I'm probably gonna screw myself, but I'm going to drink. It took us extra time, or extra effort to get the vial, so going for it for now. In worst case scenario, I rush back through it. Eternal hope. Which we needed. No! Theophilus exclaims, you've condemned me to eternal torment. But he's a shade, so that can't be right. Please tell me I didn't just screw myself. Desperate for salvation, your ally is turned against you. Don't care. I have a feeling I made a very bad choice. This is way too easy. Trophy unlocked. Final death. Death is no release for me, Theophilus whispers as he fades away, and soon it won't be for you either. Well, I guess we've got to proceed to a final showdown with Apollyon. Yet another of your friends is in peril, Lord Apollyon remarks. How fascinating. You relate some detail as to Estrella's situation. We live in dangerous times indeed, Apollyon says, shaking his head. We need to ask for help. Oh, it's no trivial thing you wish to gamble for this day, Apollyon says, looking concerned. Even I cannot sway the Emperor's decision on your friend, and helping you intervene would be tantamount to treason. Perhaps if you win, then I could give you the means to rescue your friend, Apollyon concedes. But if I were to make such a gamble, then you must risk something equally significant. Apollyon leans forward, fixing you with his gaze. If I win, you must serve me until I release you. Or until I die, of course. He smiles softly at the suggestion. So, eyes front, this is going to rely on us drawing the huge success card. Well, champion? Apollyon asks, clearly eager to begin the game. Are you willing to gamble one life for another? Let's see what we have. Oh! I made the right choice. Guys, eyes front, please, please, please. We need one of these huge successes. Yes, yes, yes! I made the right choice. It was, oh, we've beaten the devil. Oh my god, I actually made the right choice for once. That's very rare in games. Apollyon sits silently for a moment, glaring at the cards before turning on you in anger. You cheated! How did you do it? Tell me what magic you possess! The room falls into shadow as Apollyon throws the table aside with a flick of his wrist and advances on you. Flames erupt from the hearth and Apollyon seizes you, declaring, I must grant your prize, mortal, but know that I will not forget this. The world fades to darkness.
Can you hope to resolve things now?
You awaken later, just out of sight of an Empire fort, with various items and potions scattered around you. You gather what you can as carrion birds suddenly lose interest in you and fly away. The tiger's eye, the coward's bane.
As you make yourself like them, yet are you born to it, or simply making yourself an its
Oh, that's a cool little ability, isn't it? Each thief we defeat in combat increases weapon damage by 1. I wonder if that's permanent, like for a playthrough. 100 max life. Feeling well-armed and invigorated, you approach the fort. A call to arms rises from the walls as twin ballistas stall your advance. Oof. Imperial soldiers block the path. Oh, our first knight. So like the Black Knight. We got him. We got him. We beat the devil at his own game, for now, anyway. And it seems like in place of the devil, one of these things, or another knight, is going to be our boss. MC2M says it's not a permanent damage increase. Okay, so not even like for the playthrough. Gotcha. Henricus the Warden, or Enricus the Warden. Loyal to the Emperor and unforgiving in battle. We fought one of you before, I ain't scared. You know what it's time for? That's right. Well, if I can press the right button. It's time for some Lionheart. Hell yes. Somebody's gonna train these Imperials how to properly fight one day, just not today. Oof. Okay, so Like the Black Knight, that guy can deal damage if he actually connects. And this is a very good map for him with a narrow corridor. Ooh, look at you getting all feisty. Alright, let's lose that armor now. Enriquez, gotta admire your resolve, dude, but we just cheated the devil today. I don't think you're a major threat. MC2M says hammer time. Hell yes, man. I will say this, the Worker's Hammer is a very, very good weapon for these types of fights. Against either the Empire or Corrupted, I feel like it'd be a great, great match. With birds already feasting on the greater part of the fort's garrison, you gain easy access to the fort and locate Estrella in her cell. That's graphic. Took your time, she says with a crooked smile. You briefly relate the difficulties that have beset your other companions as you exit the now deserted fort. I overheard the warden say that someone gave them information. Told them right where I was gonna be the day they ambushed me, Estrella says, pausing to relieve a fallen soldier of his weapon. It sounds like someone with a lot of clout went to a lot of trouble organizing all this. You're making some powerful enemies.
The impossible seems
What? Are you serious?
at least for now. There is much left to do, but we are beginning to.
Well, we got quite a few solid cards, including Hansel, as a regular card. So, I had to fail, right? And let him take my soul? The Peeler, Dionysus Revenge, and the Ram Shield. Well, I know how to get that gold token, we just have to save Theophilus instead of him. But tell you what, I know it's a little early, but I'm actually going to go ahead and call it right there for tonight, seeing as we made so much progress. And hopefully tomorrow we can complete the devil, get the gold token, I know what to do now, clear the tower, and then attempt what, according to our resident expert, is the most challenging chapter in the entire game, before moving ever closer to Callus. Alright, sound good? Well, thank you all so much for turning out this evening. I appreciate everybody who stopped by in chat, or just stopped by to watch for a minute. And of course, my thanks go out to all of you watching this as a VOD on YouTube. MC2M says, I'll tell you, the last streamer I saw took 3 hours to beat the devil on gold. Oi. So I'll give it my best shot tomorrow night. Until then, thank you all so much. I will see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central Time. Take care, everybody, and thanks for watching.